First, distract target. Then block his blind jab. Counter with cross to left cheek. Discombobulate. Dazed, will attempt wild haymaker. Weaken right jaw. Now fracture. Break cracked ribs. Heel kick to diaphragm. In summary, ears ringing, jaw fractured, 3 ribs cracked, 4 broken, diaphragm hemorrhaging. Physical recovery, 6 weeks. Full psychological recovery, 6 months. Capacity to spit it back of head, neutralized.
I'm Nat, he's Matt. We've got your geek news right here.
And this week it's a preview of the first theatrically released Sherlock Holmes movie in more than 2 decades.
Robert Downey Jr.! Oh, sorry. That happens sometimes.
No more 7% solution in your coffee in the morning, Nat. Anyway, if you're looking to bring a modern, stylish story about London to the big screen, there's one guy with the gritty panache to do it. Guy Ritchie.
But what if you're trying to bring Victorian London to life?
Apparently, you call Guy Ritchie anyway.
Hold on there!
I can't.
Everything away!
Give us a leg up, old boy.
Guy Ritchie, early on in his career, I think he really changed filmmaking and inspired a lot of directors since. His stories are always incredibly complex, and yet you can follow them. You know, if you had to explain to somebody, layman on the street, me, what Lock, Stock, or what Snatch is about, it's not a soundbite. It's this incredible kind of like mosaic of different ideas and people and characters, but characters he gets.
What I was only interested in doing was a contemporary take. It's essentially a narrative that's been infused and influenced by Conan Doyle, not just by his narratives, but by Conan Doyle himself and what he was interested in, which didn't always percolate into his stories.
I need your help. I need you to find someone. Why are you always so suspicious?
Shall I answer chronologically or alphabetically?
The plot points are, you know, brand new, and we're just existing within this world that Arthur Conan Doyle built, you know, that's really rich and full, but, you know, the writers have brought in, you know, a whole new series of events and deepened the relationships. There's lots of new stuff in it.
So, case closed. Which makes this a social visit.
No, it's a you're in over your head Irene visit. Whoever killed Reardon was covering their tracks, which makes you the next loose end to be snipped.
Let it breathe.
What we have done is go back and maintain all the cerebral intrigue and science, suspense, and menace, if you like, of the fantastic stories and twists and turns in the stories that Conan Doyle created, and added to it a very modern, visceral, energized world around those adventures.
The world as you know it will end.
Well, there isn't any time to waste then, is there?
As you've noticed, Robert Downey Jr. kicks more ass than we're used to seeing Sherlock Holmes do.
Now, that's not for lack of Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's writing about it. In novels, Holmes is an expert in baritsu, which is a Japanese martial art that was popular among Victorian prizefighters.
Rocking a black sash and wushu kung fu, Robert Downey Jr. definitely has the physicality to bring the rock.
In Iron Man, you saw that he was physical, but I didn't realise he was as physical as he is. You know, he's a real athlete and he's a real martial artist. So, and I think that was really probably my main apprehension, as I didn't realise that he was going to be such a physical guy, and he's like a seriously physical guy, he's like a serious athlete, and that was a happy accident.
It's a bad sore. No matter, we have plenty of time.
Holmes.
It's not working!
Keep calm. Holmes, hurry up.
for Sherlock Holmes to come across as the main character in a story called Sherlock Holmes.
But in every version you can find, his partnership with Watson is the source of the most drama and entertainment. So with Jude Law on board to play him, we can expect a very different Watson than we've seen in the past.
It does make a considerable difference to me, having someone with me on whom I can thoroughly rely. Oh, it's nice to see you, Watson.
The good thing about Jude is a good-looking bastard. And I wanted a good-looking Watson. I didn't want a subservient, slightly overweight, bumbling fool. I wanted a bit of a hero, and I think Jude's provided that. We've got a sort of an equal partnership between Holmes and Watson.
It's Lord Blackwood, sir. He, well, it appears he's come back from the grave, sir.
Most engaging.
I pronounced the man dead myself.
Groundskeeper claims he saw him walking through the graveyard just this morning, sir.
I'll leave this in your capable hands. I have an appointment with Mary.
It's not my reputation that's at stake here.
Don't try that.
Have the newspapers got wind of it yet?
Well, that's what we're trying to avoid, sir.
Indeed.
You're not taking this seriously, are you, Holmes?
Yes, as you should. It's a matter of professional integrity. No girl wants to marry a doctor who can't tell if a man's dead or not.
Watson also is a badass. Watson actually knows what it's like to be a man of action, to be a ladies' man, to be a soldier, to have a real job. Not that Holmes doesn't, it's just that no one else really has a business card that says, I do what Sherlock does, you know?
Holmes, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you wearing a
False nose? No.
Tell me that wasn't...
That wasn't.
Holmes! Where are you going?
What's that? Watson's trying to get away to live a normal life, to marry, to carry on a healthy medical practice without his neighbour blowing things up and shooting bullets through the wall and setting himself on fire. But of course, what he loves and what he knows he'll miss is this world of adventure, this world of the macabre and the suspenseful, which Holmes offers. I've been reviewing my notes on our exploits over the last 7 months. Would you like to know my conclusion? I am psychologically disturbed.
How so?
Why else would I continually be led into situations where you deliberately withhold your plans from me?
You've never complained about my methods before.
I never complain. When do I complain about you practicing the violin at 3 in the morning? Or your mess? Your general lack of hygiene? Or the fact that you steal my clothes?
I understand.
Do you?
What you need is to rest. My brother Mycroft has a small estate near Chichester. Beautiful grounds. There's a folly. Throw a lamb on the spit.
Holmes, if I were to go to the country, it would be with my future wife.
Well, certainly if we must.
No, not you, Mary and I. You are not...
What? Invited? Why would I not be invited to my own brother's country home? Watson, now you're not making any sense.
You're not human! They can't live with each other, can't live without each other, really.
You have the grand gift of silence. Watson, it makes you quite invaluable as a companion.
I love the look of this
Definitely.
film, right down to the special effects of London during the Industrial Revolution.
Yeah, seriously steam, punk, and adding Guy Ritchie's visceral style to the great substance of Arthur Conan Doyle has us both very excited to see how this one translates to the big screen.
So keep your eye on YourGeekNews.com for our reviews of Sherlock Holmes and the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus.
Say that 3 times fast.
How can I help?
I'd already followed the murders with some interest, and while my heart went out primarily to the families of the victims, I couldn't but notice a criminal mastery in the stroke of your brush.
You're too kind.
However, by comparison, your work in the crypt was more akin to a finger painting.
Your mistake is to imagine that anything earthly has led to this moment. Your error of judgment is to assume that I am holding the brush at all. I'm merely the channel.
I wonder if they'd let Watson and me dissect your brain after you're hanged, of course. I'd wager there's some deformity that'd be scientifically significant. Then you, too, could serve a greater purpose.
Mr. Holmes, you must widen your gaze. I'm concerned you underestimate the gravity of coming events.